Hello everyone, myself Bharat Bhushan Singhal, Assistant Professor, Google Apps, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. We discuss fundamental of programming language. In previous lecture, we discussed functions, strings. In functions, we discuss types of functions and the predefined functions, user-defined functions, functions syntax, and how to string dot at library. So now in today lecture, we discuss call by value, call by reference, recursion, and pointers. There are top three topics are related to the functions also, but pointers is different topic and important topic. Now we discuss the today lecture. We start the today lecture. That is the first is the function argument. We discussed in previous lecture. Then what is the difference between parameter and arguments? What is the parameter and what is the argument? It is the important question for any C programmer. Then when we declare any function and we declare a formal parameters, formal variables like int x and int y, then they are called the parameters. After that, when we call the function, then we need a value for the parameters, then that value is called the arguments. So if a function is to use arguments, it must declare variables that accept the values of the arguments. These variables are called as the formal parameter. Formal parameter means their parameters and their variables they have the limited scope. Like that, when your function is start, your formal variables is start, your local variable is start. When function is end, then automatically the variables will be destroyed. You use same name variables in your other program and other functions, but not that same function. So that is called formal. Okay, so that parameter is called formal parameters of the function. Formal parameters behave like other local variables inside the function and are created upon entry into the function and destroyed upon exit. While calling a function, there are two ways to call the arguments can be passed to a function. Like when we call a function, then we pass the argument that function is need. So we pass the value of any variable and for that function by two ways. They are function call by value and second is the function call by reference or address. So first we declare the call by value method. So here the call by value method of passing arguments to a function copies the actual value of an argument into the formal parameter of the function. In this case, changes made we do the parameter inside the function have no effect on the argument. By default, C programming use call by value. By default means if you don't define then what method you use to passes the parameters, then automatically call by value method is used. So this is the default. Okay, in return type it is the integer type. So call by value to pass argument in general, it means the code within a function cannot alter the arguments used to call the function. Consider the function swap definition as follow. That is the example. We create a swap function and we passes the original value of that function to the function of the variable. So here we discuss in Dev C++. We create a empty file and save this and give the swap. Now hash include studio.h main. After that we create define the function, that is the swap. First we prepare the definition of swap function. So the void, okay, return type is void. Then we create two formal parameter, int x for the first variable and it is the second parameter, int y. Okay, now semicolon. It is the declaration of swap function. Now define this void swap int x comma int y. Swap function is performed by two ways, with third variable and without third variable. We use the third variable. So I created temporary variable int temp, and temp is equal to x and x is equal to y. That is the method to swap two values, and y is equal to temp with third variable. Now I return print the value of x and y. Enter, the value of, I use /n also, the value of number 1 is equal to %d and number 2 is equal to %d also. Now /n also, now comma, the first, for the first number it is the x and for the second it is the y. Now semicolon. This method is complete. Now I need int x and int y for that. So first you declare int x and int y here. So I create number 1 int no1 is equal to 10 comma no2 is equal to 20. So there I create two numbers, and one 10 and number 2 is equal to 20. First I print this numbers for the checking what is the original numbers. So I passes the number 1 and number 2 and number 2. Okay, now I call the swap function. So I call them and passes the number 1 for the x and number 2 for the y. Now this function is called, and after that we perform the swap function and print the value of x and number 1 and number 2. Now number is changed. But what is the use of call by value? Why we use call by value and why we use call by reference? When we passes the value y call by value, then a original copy is saved and a duplicate copy is created of that variable and sent to the that function. After that, if that function is perform any changes in that value, it is not affected the original value in whole program. So here we passes the value of number 1 and number 2, and swap function is performing swapping between them. If original value will change, then the number 1 value is converted into the 10 or 20 and number 2 is converted to 10. But only for function that value will be changed, but for original it not change. For checking I print the original value same. If any changes is performed, then the value will be changed here. So that is the original, that is the swapping with swapping, and that is after the swapping, swap function. So now I run this. It take time, small time. Now you check, first is 10 and 20. After that swapping is performed, 20 and 10. Number 1 value is changed by the function. But in original, when we check that number 1 and number 2 value is changed, this is not changed. So in call by value, the original value will be same. It is the changes of function is not affected the original value. So now we move on to the next PPT. So that is a simple example I perform. Now second method is call by reference. It is second name, the call by address. The call by reference method of passing argument to a function copies the address of an argument into the formal parameter inside the function. The address is used to access the actual argument used in the call. It means the changes made to the parameter affect the passed argument. To pass a value by reference, arguments pointers are passed to the function just like any other value. So accordingly, you need to declare the function parameter as pointer type as in the following function swap, which exchange the original value of the two integer variables pointed to by their arguments. So I explain. Then when we in this call by reference, we passes the original address, memory locations to the function. When any changes is performed on that addresses, so it is the effect changes of it affect the original value by when function is change the value in the memory locations, not the on the copy of the value. So in this, which when we need the function changes is apply on the or that original value, then we use the call by reference. But by default we use the call by value, a value duplicate value is created, and that's it. Now we move on to the Dev C++ and create a example. Now in same here some changes are there. First we use the asterisk symbol. Also we use the asterisk symbol here to passes the, that is the pointer. I explain in next topic. It is performed by the pointer, call by reference. I explain in so it is called the, and here the address of n1 and n2 is passes. Now check that is the program for the, in previously that is print the original value, that is print the swap value, and that is print the original first value. But now that is print the original value, they are 10 and 20. After that swapping is performed and it is print the 20 and 10. But all now original value will be changed. So after that it is print also 20 and 10. Now I check it. Check 10 and 20 at first time, after the swapping 20 and 10. But it is the effect of changing in value is remain 20 and 10. Now next topic is C programming recursion. That is belong to the function. When we call any function, same function into definition of function, means we create a function like a swap and we call this swap function into the coding of swap function. So that process is called recursion. Recursion is the process of repeating items in a self-similar way. In programming languages, if a program allows you to call a function inside the same function, that it is called a recursive call of the function. So, for we take an example for the recursion in Dev C++. That is the syntax, how it is recursion work. I create a function recursion and we call this function itself. So that is called recursion. Now the C programming language support recursion. That is, a function is called itself. But while using recursion, programmers need to be careful to define an exit condition from the function, otherwise it will go into a infinite loop. Means you call like a recursion function, like you give a condition, it is need a condition, ending condition. If you not give this ending condition, that means that you using the break. What is the break? Break terminate the loop which is created. So you use always break into the recursion function for terminate that loop. That recursion, when we call any function itself, then it call again, it call again, it call again, it going to the infinite times. So you use a condition, a specific condition to terminate that. So recursive functions are very useful to solve many mathematical problems. Most popular is the finding the factorial of a number, generating Fibonacci series, and etc. To find the factorial of a given number, we use the recursion. There is the program for that recursion function. So now I create factorial program in Dev C++. For that we move on. I remove this all things. I create new file. Okay. Now I save it. Give the name factorial, fact, and .c, and save it. Now as include studio.h name. After that I create this. Now I create for factorial. First I need a number factorial to find the factorial. So I printf next enter a number to find factorial. Now /n, I use the /n. This is the formatting, just format. Scanf %d address of, and now I read the number. Now I working that I create a function int fact, and we pass as the n. Simple. Int x, and that is the declaration. Now I call this fact I create a variable f which is stored the factorial fact, and we pass as the n, and now I print the factorial. the number, the factorial of given number is silent. देखो काटना पड़ेगा. Okay. Is now use the slash n also. Semicolon. Now, so yeah, always mistake, universal mistake. Now I can return 0. That is the main function coding. Now I give the definition for factorial. So I create int fact int x that is the logic of that function fact. Here I give the a termination condition. If value convert into 1, then automatically that function is terminated. But when we use the factorial, not factorial, I give the name fact, function name is fact. So I passes the value x minus 1. So how it is work? It is work like a first it is called by the I give the value of n is 5. Then first is go to 4, then 3, then 2 and 1. So automatically it is converted into 4, into 3, into 2 and into 1. So that logic is converted into in this format. Here first the value is x 4, it is converted into 4. Now next is converted into 3, next is converted into 2 and next is converted into 1. When it is 1, it return 1 and automatically the function is closed. So now I remove this and now I check the code. Enter the factorial 5. What is the factorial is? Sorry, I didn't print the value of. I didn't not give the value of factorial. So I print the comma f. The factorial number is %d and f. Now I check it again. Execute compile again. I give the factorial 5 and the factorial is 120. But there is a problem. The factorial, when you give the 120 and 100, then the number is going to the out of range of integer. So that time you increase the value of this factorial number, so you convert into long. Long int, automatically the size of integer is double. Like it is 2 byte, then it is converted into 4 byte. If it is into the 4 byte, it is converted into 8 byte. So long is work and just double the size of any data type. So now I check it again. I give 50. So it is give the 0 because the long int also not store the factorial of 50. So I check, I execute again. I give 20. Then it is stored. So when it is going to the out of range, then it is not print the value. So remember this, when you use this variables, then you use the long int. Now I take the another example, that is the Fibonacci series. I copy the code because the program is too lengthy, so it takes more time. So for that I copy the code directly. Here first we save it into Fibonacci. .c. Now it is converted into Fibonacci.c program, C programming language program. So here I create a function for the Fibonacci. Here first is check, then the value 0, first value is 0, second value is 1, the third value is 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So here we find the value of n3. Here I take the first value n1 and n2, it is the 0 1. It is the initialization of first two values. After that we find the third value. For that I find the n3. In n3 I add the n1 and n2 here, and that is passes to the n3. Now the n1 is created the n2 and n2 is created the n3 in next step. So I change the value n1 to n2 and n2 to n3, and I print the value of n3, and after that I call the n minus 1. Means what is the n? N is the number of series of Fibonacci series. Like you want to print 10 elements, then automatically n is the number of elements of that Fibonacci. So here is the int main. In this we ask the elements of Fibonacci series, and here is we read the number. After that we print the Fibonacci, and after that first in we print 0 1 directly. After that we print the n3, and after that we call the value by n minus 2. Why n minus 2? Because first two element I print directly. So now I check it. If any problem there, then I remove that. So there is no. I print Fibonacci with 6 points. So 0 1 1 2 3 5. So that is the code for the Fibonacci series. If you want to execute the Fibonacci series, then copy the code and run it. Okay. Now we move on to the PPT. That is the most important topic of C programming, name is pointers. Pointers in C are easy and fun to learn. Some C programming tasks are performed more easily with pointers, and other tasks such as dynamic memory allocation cannot be performed without using pointers. So it becomes necessary to learn pointers to become a perfect C program. Let's start learning them in simple and easy steps. As you know, every variable is a memory location. Every variable is a memory location. So, and every memory location has its address defined, which can be accessed using ampersand operator, which denotes an address in the memory. Consider the following example, which print the address of the variable defined. So here is, I copy this code into the that C dev C++. After that we learn more about. So hash include studio.h after that I create a main function main. Next, in this variable 1, variable 2 is the array, so I print the address of this. So I create int n and int and array. Now I use print the address, printf address of, here is the error, because I create two names, so I give n1. N is equal to %d. Address is always in integer, not in points, and the address of n1 is equal to %d. Then we passes the percent, sorry, not n percent. Now m percent n comma m percent n1, and we passes any index. Now I print this, check this. First save address a_d.save. The address of n is this, and address of n1 2 is this. Now what is the next? Please say a pointer is a variable whose value is the address of another variable. Means what is the pointer? When we use the address for the any memory location, then we passes that address to a pointer. What is the benefit? Direct address of the memory location. Like any variable or constant, you must declare a pointer before using it to store any variable address. The general form of a pointer variable is declaration is. What is the benefit of pointer? Benefit of pointer is it provides a direct access of that memory location of a variable. So the accessing time of any variable value is automatically down, and using the pointer we perform the dynamic operation in C program. What is the dynamic operation? Like that, when we create new variables in at dynamic time, at runtime, we using the pointers we created them, because it have the direct access of memory. Using pointers we perform two operations. First is it is speed up the access of any memory locations when we run the program. Second is it create the dynamic programs in C program. Here type is the pointer is base type. It must be a valid C data type, and variable name is the name of the pointer's variable. The asterisk symbol used to declare a pointer in the same asterisk used for multiplication. However, in this statement, the asterisk is being used to designate a variable as a pointer. Take a look at some of the valid pointers declaration. That is int asterisk ip, it is a pointer. Double asterisk dp, it is a pointer. Float asterisk fb, it is a valid float pointer. And one thing remember, always remember, if you created a integer pointer, then you only passes a integer variable to that pointer. The both pointer and variable data types is same. That time you passes the address of any variable to any pointer. The actual data type of the value of all pointers, whether integer, float, character and otherwise, is the same. A long hexadecimal number that represents a memory address. The only difference between pointers of different data type is the data type of the variable and constant that the pointer points to. So how to use pointers? There are few important operations which we do with the help of pointers very frequently. First is we define a pointer variable, assign the address of the variable to a pointer, and finally access the value of the address available in the pointer variable. This is done by the using unary operators asterisk that returns the value of the variable located at the address specified its operand. The following examples makes use of these operations. These are the example how it is use a pointer. So we move on to the Dev C++. So that is the example to print the address. Now I create a pointer, integer pointer, int asterisk IP. There is a pointer. Now I want to send the address of this IP is equal to n, address of n. So now without asterisk IP, without asterisk pointer is show the address of that variable which is stored into the pointer, and if we use the asterisk symbol with pointer, then it is show the value of that variable which is stored in that memory location. Now first we print the value of that variable. So we give any value for variable is equal to 10. Okay, now I use here asterisk IP. Okay, now I run it, then it is print the 10. Now if we remove the asterisk symbol, then it is converted into the address. It is converted into the address. So I run it. So that is the address of the variable. So it is show the address with without asterisk, and it is show the value with asterisk. C array of pointers. How it is create a C array in pointers? For that I take an example. So we move on to the Dev C++. So I copy the code here in Dev C++. After that I save it. Now I create a variable here 10, 100 and 20, which is predefined array. Now I create a array with pointer, that is the PTR, and here is the max. It is called the default value. I set the default value for the max at the starting of the program. So the value max is 3. So I create 3 for the pointer. Now I run it with the pointer of array. So I passes the all address of the where array to the pointer address 0, 1, 2, 3. Now you print the value of pointer, then you directly use the asterisk symbol. Now I check it. Here is for the 1 is 10, for the 2 is the 100 and 20. I print the value only the pointer, not the value of variable. Check it. It is called the array of pointers. Now we move on to the pointer to pointer. It is the next topic of pointer. It is called pointer to pointer. When we create a variable, then the memory address is stored into the pointer. Now we also create a double pointer, and we store the address of that pointer which stored the first variable memory address. So that is called the pointer to pointer. A pointer to a pointer is a form of multiple indirectional or a chain of pointers. Normally a pointer contains the address of the variable when we define a pointer to a pointer. The first pointer contains the address of the second pointer, which points to the location that contains the actual value as shown below. A variable that is a pointer to a pointer must be declared as such. This is done by the placing an additional asterisk in front of its name. For example, the following declaration declare a pointer to a pointer of type int. So we use the double asterisk symbol for the pointer to pointer symbol. So that is the example. I copy that code into the Dev C++. Control C, and I copy that code into here. Now I explain this. This is a variable, this is the pointer, or this is called the pointer to pointer. So here I create the assign initialize the variable with 3000. After that we passes the address to the pointer. After that we passes the address of pointer to pointer. Now variable print the value, asterisk print pointer print the value. After that pointer to pointer also print the value of variable value, not this pointer value, pointer address. So I check it. So same three have the same value. Variable have the 3000, asterisk ptr have the 3000, and pointer to pointer also have the 3000. Now you print the address of the pointer to pointer, then you remove the one asterisk. Then it is print the address of that pointer address. Now I move on to the next slide. That is the passing pointer to the function in C. Like that we create a function. After that we passing the n pointer to the function. So for that I copy the code. First I copy this. I move on to the Dev C++. Then Control V. Next I move this, and copy. Here I create the get average function, and we passes the here a pointer. So I execute this. So now I compile this program. I compile this, and result is 2140. In this program, first we create a array that have the some values, and I create the average here, and I call the get average function. In average function I passes the a pointer that is store the address of this balance array. Now I also pass the size of array. So here we add the all values of the this array, and after that we find the average and return that average and print them. So using the pointer I pass it to the function of a pointer. So I again execute this. That is the result. Now I move on to the next. Next is returning pointer from function in C. For that I create the copy the code, Control A, Control C, and Control A, Control C, Control C, and Control V. Next I code the second code, Control A, Control C, and Control V. Now I check that this is program is good. So this is the I passes the return the pointer value. So I check that it is the get random value, and it is perform a operation. So now I check that. So here I use the pointer as a function. I return a function or a pointer in a function like that. So you use asterisk symbol to integer type, and I send the value of this r, which is come as the pointer. So now I store the r here. I call them get random, which is store the value in the pointer. P is pointer. So it is store the value. After that we perform this code. Okay. So in this lecture, now I move on to the MCQs. A pointer is a variable that store address of an instruction, a variable that store address of the variable, a keyword used to create a variable, none of these. The option is the B, the variable that store address of other variable. Next is the reason for using pointers in a C program is pointers allow different functions to share and modify their local variables to pass large structure so that complete copy of the structure can be avoided. Third is pointers enable complex linked data structure like linked list and binary trees. And last is all of the above. What is the answer? Answer is D. With pointers, address of variable can be passes, different functions can be used to address to access the variable. So now next is the data structure used to implement recursive function call. It is the stack. In memory, the stack is used to perform the recursive function. Next is the default parameter passing mechanism is call by value, call by reference, call by value result, and none of them. So that is the call by value. Next is in the absence of an exit condition in a recursive function, the following error is given: compile time error, runtime error, logical error, no error. That is the B, runtime error. Next is what is void asterisk 0? Representation of null pointer, representation of void pointer, error, none of the above. Answer is A. It is the representation of null pointer. So thank you very much to listening me. Have a nice day.